the big boys at the moment, who everybody wants to chill with. Manchester United.
What are you saying?
Manchester
United
defeated Crystal Palace in a very, very tough game. Crystal Palace that, picked points off Manchester United in the, just a few weeks ago. That one ended 2-1, and there was one very interesting incident.
Yeah.
Casemiro's red card.
Yeah.
Do you think Casemiro should have been given that red card?
Looking at that match, actually, when I saw the red card given to Casemiro, we all expect to see something, you understand? But some people might have the divided mind, Casemiro should have seen a red card, it's a yellow card offense, and this and that. But I think looking at the angle where the pressure was mounted and a decision has to be made, do you understand? And we all know Casemiro this season, that he has been there, that man in that main point, in that pivotal point where you know that you always take the responsibility at that pivot as a DM. So taking that decision, for me, it might not be intentional. Do you understand? But I feel like it's done.
Yeah. We interrupt your regular programming to bring you this very special information. And this goes to Manchester United fans. Now is your time to troll. Troll them! Troll all of them! Chelsea fans, Liverpool fans,
where did they do
Madrid fans, all of them.
This guy.
Barca fans too. Troll them. But let's get into it, right? Back to regular programming. Over the weekend, we had a lot of big fixtures in the Premier League and some very, very big surprises. Arsenal lost. Man City lost. Newcastle drew. Man U won, Tottenham won, Chelsea drew, and Liverpool lost embarrassingly to Wolves. Unfortunately, it was Mohamed Salah's 200th appearance for Liverpool, and it was a very, very embarrassing loss. Not a memorable day for the Egyptian king. And unfortunately, today was the day that Shobzi decided
not to show up. He ran away. Shobzi ran away. We all know that. He knows
Today
that.
Is the day.
Shobzi, come back here.
Today is the
come
day.
and take your head.
Our in-house Liverpool stan decided not to
Because
show
you
up
always shout.
to the studio. But yeah, let's get into it.
Okay.
Arsenal still top of the league, but it was a very, very big loss for them against Everton. Sean Dyche's, new manager. Sean Dyche, who the Premier League is very, very familiar with, and Everton won that 1-0.
Yeah, if you watch that match, actually, first half, I saw the pressure mounted by Everton on the Arsenal players, and I noticed it would be a very tough game for Everton to win because coming from the behind Everton acquiring a new coach, which is Sean Dyche, which we all know how Sean Dyche plays game, English football, always on top, hair, jump, nod, corner kicks, flying right and center. You can see Everton won the corner kick in that game. They have the most corner kick in the game, actually. And we all know Everton, in the history of Everton, that whenever Everton added a new coach, that first match is always very tough.
And it happens with
it happens, but
the new manager
exactly. Even before the match, I know that it's going to be a tough game for Arsenal to win, actually.
Moving on from that, Man City lost to Tottenham. Man City lost to Tottenham, and it's interesting that the North London rivals are assisting their other North London rivals, but then it was a very, very big one, especially for Harry Kane, who has become the third highest goal scorer in the history of the Premier League. He has 200 goals to his name now. He's just ahead of him. We have Alan Shearer with 260 goals in first position, and Wayne Rooney 208 goals in second position. He's definitely going to surpass Rooney. We're not sure about Shearer, but he's definitely going to surpass Wayne Rooney.
Of course, definitely. But we all know how prolific Harry Kane is. So, for me, I believe it's bound to happen. We saw that coming a long time ago, even before the World Cup. We saw it coming. That Harry Kane is very good and is going to surpass the 200 mark, which he has already done on 200 right now. So he's going to surpass that and obviously overtake Wayne Rooney. But definitely. Let me give you a funny stat. Do you believe in the last 5 games at that new stadium of Man City has never scored one goal against Tottenham in the last 5 games?
That's very interesting. And I wonder what punters thought, coming into that game. Manchester City needed the win, having seen Arsenal drop points against Everton. It looked like it was a game they were going to go and make things happen. But Tottenham seemed to be having a good run of form.
Yeah, of course, definitely. With the absence of their coach, actually.
Yes, in the absence of their coach, who's having a health situation at the moment, so he's taking time off.
Exactly.
And Tottenham won that one. Newcastle drew against West Ham, and this is the point where we bring in the question of the day. This is the question of the day, guys. Let us know in the comment sections what you think about this. Will Newcastle finish in the top 4? Let me read you this. In their last 5 games, Newcastle have won 1 game and drawn 4. Since December, they have won only one game and drawn 4. They have scored only 2 goals in the league this year. So goals are coming, it's harder for them to score goals. In recent times. And their next 5 fixtures are quite tricky. They have Bournemouth, who they're very likely to beat. But after Bournemouth, they have Liverpool. After Liverpool, they have Manchester City. After Man City, they have Wolves, who seem to be rejuvenated. Wolves that actually defeated Liverpool 3 goals to nothing. And they have Nottingham Forest as well, who seem to be getting their act together. So Newcastle, will they make it into the top 4?
For me, I think Newcastle, I'm not sure, because when you're lacking goals in front of goal, you're not scoring goals, you are trying as much as possible to get a point, which is hard-fought draw. For me, I believe when you look lacking more goals as they've started in the beginning of the season, likely they might finish 5th or 6th. So they can get at least one European competition this season, but I can't see them in the top 4.
In my opinion, I feel like it's looking pretty dim for Newcastle. They have you see them play they play well. They depend on their home games, right? In their home games, they play very well.
Fantastic.
When it comes to away games, they really struggle. 0-0 or and whatnot. But moving on from Newcastle, the big boys at the moment, who everybody wants to chill with, Manchester United.
What are you saying? Manchester
United defeated Crystal Palace in a very, very tough game. Crystal Palace that picked points off Manchester United in the just a few weeks ago. That one ended 2-1, and there was one very interesting incident. Casemiro's red card. Do you think Casemiro should have been given that red card?
Looking at that match, actually, when I saw the red card given to Casemiro, we all expect to see something, but you understand. But some people might have the divided mind. Casemiro should have seen a red card. It's a yellow card offense and this and that. But I think looking at the angle where the pressure was mounted and a decision has to be made. Do you understand? And we all know Casemiro this season that he has been there, that man in that main point, in that pivotal point where you know that you always take the responsibility at that pivot as a DM. So taking that decision, for me, it might not be intentional. Do you understand? But I feel like it's done.
That's something we should put out to the fans out there. Do you think Casemiro should have been given a red card for that incident against Will Hughes? It looks like violent conduct, of course, and there's also a thing about angles. Everybody was grappling each other, but it just is what it is. He has been given a red card, and I believe Manchester United might appeal the red card, and maybe he would not.
Sorry, I'm not being biased, but just be honest.
A 3-match ban. Moving on from that, we had Tottenham also winning, and of course Tottenham defeated Manchester City.
For me, I think there's problem. There is problem because you can just imagine issues with Cancelo. He left surprisingly for Bayern Munich. Don't you know that at the backroom staff, I think maybe the backroom staffs, the coaching staffs, the players, Pep, I think there's problem within the management. It might not be with the hierarchies in Manchester City, because I believe with somebody like Pep, already what he has done for Manchester City, as the hierarchies, they might not have issues with him, but I think with the players or maybe some backroom staff, I think there's something wrong somewhere, because it tells on the pitch.
In my opinion, I feel like it's just difficult to motivate players who have won the Premier League back to back to back. It's the same thing we saw in the Carabao Cup. They are literally they won it 6 times in the last 7 seasons or 5 times in the last 6 seasons. So it's difficult to motivate those kinds of players. But when you see what they do in the Champions League, which is the one that seems to be the elusive title. You see the way they are gunning for it. We'll see how they will gun for it again. February Champions League is coming back, and we'll see how they'll turn up for it. So I feel like that's what's going on. It's a little bit difficult to motivate players that have won the league over and over and over again.
You might see it at that end, but I've seen it like. When there was a season, I think 2013, 2014, 2015 season, when Chelsea was not performing well, we are underperforming, and we went ahead and win the Champions League. Do you understand? So you might have a bad run of form in the league, but you might be performing well in Europe. So that doesn't mean they've won it all or they've seen it all. I think let's just take it like that. We know Man City, even when they don't have a standing 9 in Haaland, they perform. Do you understand? They might go for it. At least Bayern Munich went on 8 straight league win. Do you understand? That doesn't mean they are tired.
Moving on from that, let's talk about Chelsea, right? Chelsea drew, and they're currently sitting ninth.
You just want to throw shade.
No, I'm not trying to throw shade. It just is what it is. I mean, am I the one that put Chelsea in ninth?
What are you saying?
Or is it not true that Chelsea are currently sitting
ninth? I talk with you.
Okay, so Chelsea drew. What do you make of their chances to finish in the top 4?
Yeah, actually, for me, I think people are not saying it the way I'm saying it, actually. For the past 3 games, Chelsea has been performing well. Do you understand? At our back, we have Badiashile right now, which has been performing well for me. And we have 3 clean sheets in the last 3 games. We've not conceded a goal, which is a very good thing for Chelsea.
But have you scored?
I mean, we lack goals. We all know that. But for me, I think as a Chelsea fan, we identified the major problem in Chelsea. When you still have Havertz in front, when you have Mount and Gallagher in the game, we lack attacking prowess. You understand? The attacking threat is not there for me.
I mean,
so we have a good defense. We've not conceded in the last 3 games. Our defense, that shows the defense is better. Do you understand? We think we have a very good DM in Enzo, which I saw the game. If you watch that Chelsea match, he performed well. Do you understand?
We can't dwell on this too much, Mr. D.
Okay, fine. I'm just telling you because in our attack, it was poor. We can see the run. We should have won that match, actually. But our attack was poor. Same old guys, same old people. We are tired of seeing them. Look at when they brought in Fofana. We had that chance. You can see that's a proper 9. You can see what I'm saying. The difference is clear. Not until Potter do the right thing. I think we'll still be moving around.
So talking about another Premier League side that you naturally would not expect, because I mean, you can say for Chelsea, maybe they do not have their attacking lineup properly sorted at the moment. But talking about another Premier League side that should have their attacking lineup properly sorted, and that's Liverpool. They made massive signings in Darwin Nunez, in Cody Gakpo. They have one of the best African players of all time, Mohamed Salah. Who, I mean, like we said, played his 200th game for Liverpool, and they ended up losing 3-0 against a Wolves side that has not had the best run of form recently, and they found it hard to score.
Actually, I see that game to be very, very interesting because we all expect Liverpool to win that match, even just to get a draw at least. I mean, their run of form, I was thinking Chelsea was the bad one, but I saw that Liverpool game and I was like, no, this is not acceptable. This is unacceptable. Because I think the problem of Liverpool right now, I think it is 2, if not for FSG, they have to sell the club because the club needs to move on. So, or Jurgen Klopp has to take the axe. Every run of form, we have to come to an end one day. I can just say this, not to just make your head swell up actually. If you can remember when Manchester United appointed Eric Ten Hag, he said something in that press conference and I will never forget. He said he loved what the project of Pep Guardiola and he loved the project of Jurgen Klopp. They are best coaches, but will it always come to an end?
Eras will come to an end.
Will always come to an end.
Definitely.
For me, I think the era is coming to an end. For me, there is always going to be a change. I think the change for Liverpool is now.
Yeah, and that's it. I feel like the Jurgen Klopp 7-season curse is alive and well. This is the 7th season at Mainz. The same thing happened at Dortmund. The same thing happened. I was seeing the same thing now at Liverpool. And that just might be the case. I feel like Jurgen Klopp should maybe just let it go. Probably at the end of the season, maybe drop Liverpool down a bit more, and then let it go. Let it go at that point. Let's move on from Premier League and let's go to La Liga. La Liga, Barcelona have opened a massive 8-point gap between themselves and their fellow title chasers, especially Real Madrid. 8 points now. Barcelona defeated Sevilla 3-0, and Real Madrid lost surprisingly to Mallorca 1-0.
So for Barcelona, it's not surprising for me because we know that Sevilla has been in poor form after they lost their coach and they are really performing well right now. So for Madrid, that was so shocking. I never expect Madrid to lose that match, honestly speaking. But looking at Madrid in the last 3 games, they've not been just like up and down. So when Mallorca got that goal and they defended it well, I mean, they deserve it actually. Mallorca really played that game.
Anyways, it looks like Barcelona are, likely to win the league. As
it is right now, it's looking likely.
Yeah, it's looking like it, and that is food for thought for Manchester United fans who will have to face this Barcelona side that are on form now in the Europa League. I mean, before the World Cup, I was very confident, but now looking at the way Barcelona is doing, it looks very, very tough. And let us quickly move to Italy. Do you have your visa? Do you have your passport?
I do, bro. Let's go.
Let's travel to Italy. In the Serie A, we had a very, very big one with the Milan derby. Inter Milan versus AC Milan. 1-0. Very, it was tough. It was cagey, but at the end of the day, 1 goal was enough to decide.
It's a San Siro match. So what do you expect? And actually, with the form of AC Milan, it was really, really interesting to see, actually, for me. So I didn't really expect much from that game because Serie A is just there for me. That particular match, I didn't actually. Okay. I can't bet in such games. Inter Milan, AC Milan. Right. Both of them, their form has just been up and down this season. Yeah. So it's not really a confident match to really look into. So for me, the most interesting part right now is Osimhen when we see the likes of Napoli. So Napoli is really flying high and we can see a proper standard hot chili pepper 9. In front of goal, any little shot is going directly into the net. That shows as prolific.
That's definitely something, and I think Inter Milan they're doing quite well for themselves. I think they're second at the moment.
Not bad.
AC Milan currently 5th. Both Milan sides are doing okay. Actually, but the Serie A, it looks like it's Napoli's.
It's Napoli.
Roma currently sitting 3rd.
Mourinho is just the Mourinho thing. You're always dragging.
They'll probably qualify for the Champions League.
Of course, definitely. Roma will qualify.
Yeah. Let's leave football now and go into NBA. In NBA, Kyrie Irving has been traded by the Brooklyn Nets to Dallas Mavericks. Interestingly, there's a report that came out saying the management of Brooklyn Nets intentionally made sure that Kyrie Irving did not move to LA Lakers. Because they actually sent them a very, very good proposal. They included 2 first-round picks in 2027 and 2029, and they didn't accept it.
It's actually this happened not just only in basketball, in the whole world of sports.
You don't want to strengthen your rival.
Why would you strengthen your rival, for crying out loud?
True. There was also an offer from the Phoenix Suns, and they actually offered Chris Paul and Jay Crowder. That one was surprising to me, offering CP3. It was big, but they really wanted Kyrie Irving. But of course, he has moved to Dallas Mavericks, and he'll be partnering with Doncic, and we're going to see how
it's going to be a good one for Mavericks.
That's very, very good. That's
very good one for Mavericks.
That's very good. But something else that piqued my interest was the number of fights that we've been seeing in the NBA recently, especially over the past week. There was a massive brawl in the Orlando Magic versus Minnesota Timberwolves game. 5 players were ejected, and that followed up from Cleveland Cavaliers versus Memphis Grizzlies. And I was like, this is not right. This is definitely not right. Everything is devolving into chaos. And players are fighting on the court, and then they're getting ejected. And you're looking at the effect of that on the NBA and young kids that are watching the NBA. Over the past couple of weeks, I saw a video with some young children young children under 12 games, and they were playing and they were doing those celebrations that that they'll see NBA stars do, like dunked on your head, all those kinds of things, making signs and stuff. So it's like, what example is the NBA setting for the American community at large, for the young kids, and how are we seeing the NBA as a whole?
I think NBA as an organization needs to look into it.
Yeah, definitely.
The sports, it's one of the biggest sports in America, so they need to look into that to be able to curtail all these kind of habits. I think orientation to all these players. We have the black community actually dominates NBA. So they need to regularize and regulate it in one way or the other. Because at the end of the day, it's not been looking at a race or something, or them being black. They might say, different people have their own different ideology.
Yeah,
do you understand? To all these things. But for me, I think it happens in most sports. If you remember, in football, there was a time when we have all these fierce games, fierce fights, when we have the likes of Pep Guardiola, Mourinho match, we see brawl, fighting, like we use 15-20 minutes to fight. What are we teaching each other in that game? Do you understand? So they need to look into it. Orientation on all the players, whoever is going to be in a draft, whatever they are going to do before they do the orientation of all these players. And they will set some certain rules. Do you understand? When we have a brawl, maybe there will be a consequence. Do you understand?
Definitely.
So
maybe
with that,
harsher
punishments to the players and to the clubs.
Yeah.
So
definitely, let's quickly wrap things up. Over the weekend in athletics, the Access Bank Lagos City Marathon happened, and that was very, very big. That's one of the biggest marathons, marathon races in Africa. And you know, of course, there were winners and there were losers. You didn't run.
I know run. You run. Now me they fight for there.
Anyways, the female category, the female elite category, we had Alemenesh Herfa of Ethiopia coming first, Yurisa Kebene Chala of Ethiopia coming second, and Naomi Mayo of Kenya coming third. East Africa.
My question is this. My question is one and only question. Why must it be Ethiopia and Kenya?
I mean, that's just... so it's
Did
like,
they have 5
No,
lungs?
listen to me. It's like in football now. The way West Africans and North Africans are dominant in football.
Yeah.
Right? It's just something... It just is what it is. In East Africa...
It's like I'm going to migrate to Ethiopia.
So because you want to be running.
Yes.
What are you running from?
I'll be running for $50,000. Me self, I want to join because
anyways, in the men's category, male elite category, we had Edwin Kibet Koech of Kenya coming first, Dekeba Shefa of Ethiopia second, and Bernard Sang of Kenya third.
Clan work.
I mean,
what are we working? They have 5 lungs. They have camel lungs because I'm tired. Somebody here will be doing exercise from Lekki phase 1. They will be running. They will drop. Okay, I complete this kilometer. Guy, you know, if you marathon. This guy came, led me 500. Imagine Kenya, Ethiopia always winning. They will come to Nigeria, they will win. They will come to Nigeria, they will win.
It just is what it is. That's just what it is. You can do your own project. Your project, Kipchoge. I'm gonna give it to your child in Kenya and make sure that you know.
It's like we migrate to Kenya.
But yeah, congratulations to all of the winners. The Access Bank Lagos City Marathon was a very, very massive success.
Yeah, of course.
We didn't have any casualties.
No casualties.
Everything, you know, there was, slight traffic on Lagos roads, but of course, there was proper information to let people know that these roads will be blocked and these things will happen. So yeah, it definitely was interesting. A very, very massive weekend in the world of sports. Do not forget our question of the day: will Newcastle finish in the top 4 at the end of the Premier League this season? Also, let me chip in another one. Will Harry Kane end up becoming the all-time highest goal scorer in the Premier League? He's currently on 200 and is currently sitting third. Let us know in the comment sections anywhere that you're watching this. And if any of you watching this know our very dear friend Shopsy, please help us send him our dearest condolences.
We love you.
For the sadness that Liverpool is.
We love you
at the moment. But of course,
accept our condolences.
That's an episode. We'll catch you guys in the next one.
Peace.
Hopefully Shopsy will be back.
Hopefully he's back. Come and top your head.